I'm gonna mark this movie on the top of my guilty movie pleasure list. Hey, let's talk about it. Welcome to Love the Movie Troy. This is Troy, and this is the channel where we talk about movies. So look, check me out. Army of the Dead just dropped, and it's a Zack Snyder directed film. It's Zack Snyder, so you know it's gonna be a lot of action. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. Like, to me, a guilty movie pleasure, to me, how I look at a guilty movie pleasure is a movie where you look at it and you know there's problems, but you don't care. You have fun with the movie, and you just love the stuff you seeing on screen. This will fall under that category for me as a guilty movie pleasure, because seeing the zombies in this movie get their heads blown off was fantastic. It was fun. I had a lot of fun in this movie. Like, it felt like, you know what this movie felt like to me? It felt like a video game cutscene. You know those good cutscenes when you're playing a video game and a cutscene come on, you just put down a controller and just want to grab some popcorn and just start eating it because, like, it's good like that. That's how I feel about this movie. Like, this movie don't have a lot of depth. The plot is razor thin. You know, it's basically Dave Bautista puts together a team and they got to go on this heist mission in Vegas to bring back cash or whatever. But the problem is that the city of Vegas is overran by zombies and it's a quarantine zone and they're gonna nuke that bitch. So they got to get that money and get out of there. Now, yes, that's it. That's the plot. It's razor thin. But who cares? Because in a movie like this, you just want to get to the plot. You just want to get to the fun, the action. You want to see zombies, and you want to see Zack Snyder do what he do best. Now, Zack Snyder done made a movie like this before, Dawn of the Dead. That's really what jumped off his career, and that movie was fun. I think that movie was more than just a guilty movie pleasure. This movie right here is he's back in that territory, doing it again. Dave Bautista is the lead in this movie, and Dave Bautista, he's a superstar. He's a superstar. He's fun. He's joyful. And I don't mean joyful in the sense that the character's joyful. Like, I'm joyful for seeing his ass on the screen killing zombies. Now, one of my favorite characters in the movie is played by Omari Hardwick. He is just cool. He's badass. And I think he's the best actor in the movie as well. Another actor that I enjoyed in this movie was the actress Nora something. I can't pronounce her last name, but she was just badass as hell, and it was cool watching her. Now, one of the things I discovered when looking at the credits to this movie was that Zack Snyder also shot the film. You know, he was the director of cinematography of this movie, and I'm like, damn, he did a really good job. Like, the film is so well shot, and I don't know if he's, shot films before or whatever, but I really think he could take up a career in being a director of photography, because he captured things so well. Like, the action is shot just as good, and I feel like as a filmmaker, sometimes he messes up and there's problems with his films, but if he go down the path of just being a DP, I think he could have a better career that way, because he did a great job. Other than, I didn't like the blurry shit. He had like some blurry shit going on where, like, in the background it was out of focus, and then that annoyed me. But other than that, like, he really did good shooting this, like, with the action and everything. It was great. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. This movie has a lot of problems for me. It has a lot of problems. Like, and one of the problems I gotta say is Dave Bautista. Now, Dave Bautista, like I said before, he's a superstar, and I enjoy him in movies. I just don't feel like he's quite ready in his career to lead a film. You know, like, leading a film, you gotta carry the weight of the film on your back, and it takes a certain level of acting chops, and I think he works better as a supporting character. Like, I honestly feel like Omari Hardwick and Dave Bautista should have traded roles in this, because Dave Bautista, like, all the action stuff in this movie, he's phenomenal to look at on screen. He's a big buff, just killing, shooting these zombies. I mean, he looks great. But when it's time to, like, deliver these kind of, these acting scenes, these scenes that's dramatic, you know, the scenes where you kind of got to make the audience feel for the character, and the dialogue got to be delivered a certain way. It comes off dull. It comes off flat, really. And his character feels flat at times. He feel like he's just a guy saying dialogue on screen. Whereas Omari, I feel like he's a more seasoned actor. I've seen him in other stuff like Power and things like that, and I think he could have carried that role and just have Dave Bautista be the badass or whatever in the movie. So that was one of the problems that I think weighed the movie down. I also feel like, listen, like I said, this plot is razor thin. It didn't need to be no 2 hours and whatever, 2.5 hours, however long this movie is. Like, really, no joke, this movie could have been 40 minutes long. Like, it could have been like one of them YouTube shorts where, you know, it's just like a long little short film. You know what I mean? It could have been 40 minutes long if they would have just got to the plot. I felt like the movie took too long to get going. It was kind of boring at first, because I'm like, come on, let's go. Like, we all know what we here for. To see some zombies get their head blown off. Why are we still here? You know? But other than that, really, I'm not gonna lie, to a certain degree, I'm nitpicking, because when I'm having fun in a movie, when I'm enjoying a movie, when I'm seeing a lot of cool shit in a movie, like, I'm not really caring about analyzing the film. Like, I know this ain't no Oscar worthy film. All right. You know, I get that. I do feel like, you know, the problems, I can't make it seem like it's a great film, because it's not. And that's why I put it under the guilty movie pleasure category for myself. But I do feel like it's worth a watch. You know what I mean? If you see it in theaters or if you see it on Netflix, it's worth a watch. You know, Zack Snyder is kind of on a roll. You know, he did the Justice League, you know, Snyder version a month or so back, and now he's doing this, and this is pretty solid. I do gotta say, one of the things that irritate me, I'm so sick of directors always setting up sequels to stuff. This movie had a clear ending that was like a good ending, and then it keeps going just to set up some other shit, and I'm like, man, end the damn movie, please. You don't need to always set up stuff. Like, we're in this world of sequels and post-credit scenes and all. Just end the movie like it should. But whatever. That's just, again, another little nitpick. Me personally, I enjoyed the movie. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. And hey, I suggest y'all check it out. Real talk. But yeah, thank y'all for watching the video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.